Hello students of the higher secondary first year. I hope you have understood the previous lecture. In today's lecture we will start with the first chapter itself. We will continue with it, and the part will be diversity in the living world. So before starting, I want to tell you again that when you are enrolling in this college, that's a junior college of Gurukul Group of Educational Wing, you will fill your mind with positivity. You will get all positiveness and you will get the motivation to win in your life. So try to focus on your studies from the starting itself so that you can win in your in the goals that you have set in your life, and you become a successful person in your future. So hoping for your wellness and goodness and success, let us start with a lot of interest in the subject biology, and let us continue with this chapter 1. This is lecture 2. The part is diversity in the living world. यहाँ पर क्या होगा कि हम लोग अगर आसपास अपना देखेंगे, there will be large variety of living organism. आसपास क्या दिखाई देता है? बहुत सारे living organisms, इसका variety बहुत ज़्यादा है, जैसे कि plants है, insects है, birds है, घर में कोई पालतू जानवर होंगे, pets, और कोई भी animals and plants, बहुत सारे organisms जो हम लोग आसपास देखते हैं, और कुछ सारे बहुत organisms जो कि हम लोग माइक्रोस्कोप लेके देख सकते हैं, खाली आँख में नहीं देख सकते. सभी जो है ये सब लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स है. देयर आर अ लार्ज वैरायटी ऑफ दिस. अब जितना भी हम लोग धीरे धीरे हमारे आसपास से थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ेंगे, हमारे एरिया बढ़ाएंगे, और वैरायटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स उतना ही बढ़ता हुआ जाएगा, है ना. द वे वी इंक्रीज द एरिया of our surroundings, slowly if we try to travel from one place to another, the number of individuals or organisms also tends to increase. So अगर हम लोग एक घने जंगल में प्रवेश करेंगे, जाएंगे, वहाँ पर क्या देख सकते हैं कि बहुत सारे डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ एनिमल्स है, ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, प्लांट्स है, एंड बहुत सारे डिफरेंट टाइप्स के ऑर्गेनिजम्स मिलेंगे. एंड दिस आर कॉल्ड व्हाट? द स्पीशीज. सो डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, ऑर्गेनिजम्स, जब जो भी हम लोग देखते हैं उसका क्या नाम है? स्पीशीज. पूरे जो हम लोग वर्ल्ड में देखेंगे, दैट इज डिफरेंट वैराइटीज ऑफ स्पीशीज, अबाउट 1.7 to 1.8 million. So this variety of organisms that is present on the earth, that is called what? The biodiversity. बहुत सारे जो एनिमल्स एंड प्लांट्स, लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो कि इधर उधर फैले हुए हैं पूरे वर्ल्ड में, हर एक न्यू जगह पर, हर एक कोने पर, पूरे विश्व में, उसका नाम क्या है? बायोडाइवर्सिटी. ठीक है. द नंबर ऑफ द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स दैट इज प्रेजेंट ऑन द अर्थ इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? बायोडाइवर्सिटी. डाइवर्स मतलब बहुत सारे पैटर्न्स के, बहुत सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स लेके, बहुत सारे टाइप्स के, बहुत सारे नंबर्स कहाँ पर मिलेंगे? हमारे वर्ल्ड में, विश्व में. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? बायोडाइवर्सिटी. एंड ये नंबर्स 1.7 to 1.8 मिलियन. तो इतने सारे जो मिलियंस ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स है आसपास में, हम लोग जिसको लोकल नेम्स, जहाँ पर भी हम लोग रहते हैं उसका लोकल भाषा जो है वो लोकल नेम्स उसी भाषा से बुलाए जाते हैं. कोई भी पंछी हो, कोई भी एनिमल हो, जिसको हम लोकली कुछ ना कुछ नाम दे के बुलाते हैं. दे आर लोकली कॉल्ड बाय देयर नेम्स. लेकिन अगर सभी ऑर्गेनिजम्स को मतलब एक ही नाम से बुलाया जाएगा, उसमें भी कन्फ्यूजन होगा. और हमेशा अगर स्टडी करना है एनिमल्स को, सो उसका एक स्टैंडर्डाइज नेमिंग सिस्टम होना चाहिए, ताकि हम लोकल नेम्स में जो भी बुलाते हैं वो दूसरा जगह पर वही वाला जाके बोलेंगे. लोकल नेम तो दूसरा जो स्टेट है वहाँ जाके अपना लोकल भाषा बोलेंगे तो किसी को समझ में नहीं आएगा. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू? वी हैव टू सी एंड फाइंड आउट द सिमिलर टाइप्स ऑफ नेम्स दैट इज सेम इन ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ नेमिंग इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? नोमेनक्लेचर. सो पहले ही मतलब साइंटिस्ट ने ये नोमेनक्लेचर वाला स्टडी किया था, and they have given the names to the animals and plants, so that if a person goes from one place to another throughout the world, then one of the animal that is named by him in this term will be known to the other people staying in the other part of the world by the same name. So एक ही नाम से सारे विश्व में जाना जाएगा. That type of science is called what? Nomenclature, process of naming. And those names are called what? Scientific names. So how will we give the names? The scientists have given the names by following the categorization or by description of the organism. Like this is called what? Identification. नाम देने से पहले पहचानना तो पड़ेगा. ये पहचानने का तरीका, that is called what? Identification. So nomenclature is the process of naming. Then किस तरीके से नाम दिया गया है? By how? What is the mechanism? By their identification. अच्छे से पहचानेंगे उसके बाद ही नाम दिया है, इसलिए identification. The description of organism is called what? Identification. And the name is the scientific name. Whatever name is given to the organism, plant or animal, that is called the scientific name, so that we can properly study the animals throughout the world to facilitate the study of the organism, so that the scientist may not be confused by the local names, or any local people may not be confused with the other state's local name. Okay, so this is a common name that can be recognized all over the world. That is called what? Scientific name. Now, the plants' name are all categorized or listed under ICBN, and animals' name are listed under ICZN. Now, see the full forms here. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, and Z stand for Zoological Nomenclature. These two are what? These two are the codes where the plant scientific names are listed, and they are based on the agreed principles and criteria. These principles and criteria are present in the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, and for the animals, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. These names, whatever names are given to the plants and animals, they have to follow certain rules. These rules and codes are given in this ICBN and ICZN. These are the codes which you have to follow so that you can give the scientific names. Okay. Now we will come to the elaborate description of the scientific names. Now each scientific name will consist of two components, two parts. That means one is generic name, another is specific epithet. So this form of name is called what? Binomial nomenclature. So एक नाम का दो हिस्सा होगा, दो components मतलब दो हिस्सा. दो हिस्से में पहला हिस्सा का नाम क्या है? जेनरिक नेम, ठीक है, और दूसरा हिस्सा का नाम क्या है? स्पेसिफिक एपिथेट. जैसे कि हम लोगों का नेम एंड सरनेम होता है ना, जैसे कोई भी जिसका अगर कोई भी नाम है तो आप लोगों का जो भी नाम है आपका नेम है और सरनेम भी है, वैसे ही साइंटिफिक नेम्स का एक नाम होता है, दैट इज जेनरिक नेम. एंड नेक्स्ट वाला हिस्सा का क्या नाम है? स्पेसिफिक नेम. एंड इट वॉज दिस components were provided, and the system of naming is given by Carolus Linnaeus, and he was the main scientist behind this binomial nomenclature, who founded out these names and who helped in the study of this binomial nomenclature. The system was given by Carolus Linnaeus. So what is the system? Binomial nomenclature. What it happens here? The name consists of two components, generic name and specific epithet. So for example, the common fruit is mango and the scientific name is Mangifera indica. So genus name is Mangifera and species name or specific epithet is indica. Okay, so mango is Mangifera indica and genus name is Mangifera and species name is indica. So this type of names you will get in different further studies where you can find out the scientific names, where we can see that a name, the local name is mango and the scientific name is Mangifera indica. Like this type of names you will get for each and every fruit, each and every flower, vegetables, any living organism consists of names which are called scientific name, which are recognized all over the world. So this consists of two parts, generic name and specific epithet. Now let us see the rules of nomenclature, how the names are given or how it is written, like that way. So generally the binomial nomenclature is written in Latin, but when we are reading the book, then if you find out the scientific name, then it is obvious that it is a scientific name, how it will be written in italics. Okay, so when we are seeing the scientific name printed in a book or in a form of paper, that will be printed in italics. Next, the two parts or the two components of the binomial nomenclature and the names are, first one is genus and the second one is specific epithet or species name. Okay. when we are writing, just now I have shown that here mangifera indica I have underlined here because we cannot write in italics. So when we write the names, we have to write in this cursive writing and we have to underline. You cannot write in bold, okay, and you have to write like this, and you have to underline separately. First name separately, second name also separate. Whatever you are underlining here should be separate. You cannot continue the lining below the names in a single way. You have to underline separately the two names. So this shows the binomial nomenclature system. You have to underline both the words while writing. This is must, otherwise the scientific name will be wrong. And the fourth one is, the first was start with the capital letter. As you can see, M is capital here, and specific epithet name starts with the small letter. As in our name, we write the surname in capital, but here in the scientific name, you have to write the specific name in the small letter. So this, what we have done today is the rule of the binomial nomenclature. Whatever naming we are giving, which consists of two components, will have these rules. We have to follow these rules. Then only we can follow the study of the plants and animals and give them their proper names. So scientists followed this name, and now we are studying the names of these organisms surrounding us. Okay. Next is the process of classification. How to find out what animal is or what plant is here and how it is grouped. So in order to facilitate the study of the organism, इतने सारे जो animals है और plants है, इसका study का facilitation के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? The animals will have to be grouped into different categories. क्योंकि it will be nearly impossible to study all the organisms. सभी ऑर्गेनिजम्स के बारे में पढ़ना चाहोगे तो दैट इज़ क्वाइट इम्पॉसिबल बिकॉज मिलियंस है. तो इसके लिए एक कॉमन कैटेगराइजेशन फॉलो किया है कि एक ऑर्गेनिज्म को एक क्लासीफाई कर देंगे और ग्रुप में डाल देंगे. तो दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड व्हाट क्लासिफिकेशन. सो दिस इज व्हाट ग्रुपिंग इनटू कैटेगरीज बाय फाइंडिंग आउट द स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स फीचर्स. सो व्हाट इज दिस? एनी एनिमल और प्लांट कैन बी ग्रुप्ड into the categories that I have written, grouping into categories based on some characters. कुछ भी जो characters दिखाई दे रहा है उसके हिसाब से अगर similar type का characteristic features कुछ animals में है तो उसको एक ही group में डालो. That process is called what? Classification. So grouping of the animals into different categories by the observable characters, by observing the external characters or internal characters, whatever, what we can observe, that is called what? Classification. This is a process. Okay. So classification करने के बाद पढ़ाई और easy हो जाएगा क्योंकि बहुत सारे जो animals and plants है उसका अगर categorize ही नहीं होगा तो study करना बहुत ही impossible है. Next, each categories in the group or the classification is called what? Taxa. जब भी हम लोग जो categorization करेंगे कि इस animal को या इस plant को इस category में डालो, so इसका scientific name, categories का scientific name जिस category में डालेंगे that is called what? Taxa. Plants में हो, animals में हो, जो भी categories में डालेंगे, each category is called taxa. Okay, so these are all based on what? By the observable characters, and based on these characteristics all the living organism classified into different taxa or groups. जिस ग्रुप में हम लोग डालते जा रहे हैं उस ग्रुप का each section का नाम क्या है? taxa. और जो process of classification that is classified into different taxa जो taxes में डाले जा रहे हैं that process is called what? Taxonomy. This is the process of classification. Okay, the process of classification of the animals into taxa or the plants into taxa or any living organisms into taxa, this process is called what? Taxonomy. So this is a study obviously of grouping the organisms into different categories. So how will you group? By characterization, by identification, by classification and by giving the name. So characterization means finding out the observable characters, जो भी characteristics दिखाई दे रहा है उसको ढूंढो, फिर आइडेंटिफाई करो कि क्या है ये, फिर क्लासीफाई करो दैट इज ग्रुप्ड इनटू डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज. कैरेक्टर के हिसाब से सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और वाले जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है उसको ग्रुप में डालो एंड देन गिव द नेम्स विच इज कॉल्ड द नोमेनक्लेचर. So for nomenclature you have to follow those rules that just we have discussed. So these are the basic to taxonomy. So characterization is essential, and identification, classification and nomenclature. Next we come to the next part is systematics. This is systema, the word which has come from the Latin. This is systemic arrangement of organisms. जो organisms को हम लोग proper system में arrange करते हैं, that study is called systematics. Again, the scientist's name which is linked to this study also is Carolus Linnaeus, and his publication was Systema Naturae, where he found out or listed the groups of animals which are categorized into different groups or taxa. This categorization is published in Systema Naturae. And what things have been followed here is identification, classification, nomenclature. All these includes in this systematics study, because without this proper study of the animals or the plant is not possible. So this is a various scope in the systematics, and this will be enlarged. The systematics study is enlarged, and it is including identification, nomenclature and classification of all the organisms. So this is a vast study of the organisms, which is also very interesting. And systematics will take into account the evolutionary relationship of the organism. Now, what is the meaning of this evolutionary relationship? That means how the animals or the plants, the organisms have evolved from the old age to the modern age. This evolutionary relationships will be seen into the systematics study. So how they have evolved, what is the relationship between the organisms during the course of a lifetime, that will be found out in the study that is called what? Systematics. This is a vast study, and it's also very interesting. I hope you have understood this part that I have given today, and in the next lectures we will be continuing with chapter 1 itself, and we will make the lecture more interesting so that you feel the attraction to come towards the college and feel better, because we teach you with positivity, we give you positivity so that you can win your life race in a better way with full of positive mind. Thank you.